Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wardatul Kolbi. I'm from third group, and we will presentation about national language and language planning. I'm as first speaker and moderator, and I will explain about national language and official language. National language is the language of a political, cultural, and social unit. It symbolizes national unity. Bahasa nasional adalah bahasa unit politik, budaya, dan sosial yang melambangkan persatuan. Jadi, bahasa nasional adalah bahasa yang digunakan oleh sebuah negara. Contohnya, bahasa nasional Indonesia adalah bahasa Indonesia. Dan bahasa itu hanya digunakan oleh negara Indonesia. Berbeda ceritanya dengan bahasa Inggris yang sudah menjadi bahasa internasional dan hampir semua negara memakai bahasa tersebut. What is official language? An official language is used government business. Its function is practical and is it not symbolic. Bahasa resmi digunakan sebagai bahasa bisnis pemerintah yang fungsinya praktis dan tidak bersimbolis. Jadi, bahasa resmi adalah bahasa yang digunakan dalam komunikasi resmi seperti dalam perundang-undangan, surat menyurat dinas, dan bahasa itu diakui sebagai sarana interaksi yang berhubungan dengan pelaksanaan fungsi suatu jabatan. Secara hukum, bahasa resmi merupakan bahasa yang diberikan status legal khusus oleh suatu negara bagian atau wilayah dengan yurisdiksi tertentu. Dalam beberapa skenario tertentu terdapat contohnya 2 bahasa resmi dan 1 bahasa nasional. Contohnya saja di negara Paraguay. Bahasa resmi mereka yaitu Guarani dan Spanyol. Sedangkan bahasa nasional mereka hanyalah Guarani. Contoh di negara Tanzania juga. Di negara Tanzania, bahasa resmi mereka yaitu Swahili dan Inggris. Tapi negara bahasa nasional mereka yaitu Swahili. Contoh lagi 3 bahasa resmi dan 1 bahasa nasional. Contohnya dalam negara Vanuatu. Dalam negara Vanuatu, bahasa resmi mereka yaitu Bislama, Inggris, dan Prancis. Sedangkan bahasa nasional mereka yaitu Bislama. Nah, di negara multibahasa, pemilihan bahasa nasional didorong oleh alasan politik. Misalnya, menetapkan identitas negara yang baru terbentuk. Contohnya dalam negara Israel yaitu bahasa Ibrani, dan di negara Malaysia yaitu bahasa Melayu. Dan untuk menyatakan bahasa resmi dapat menjadi masalah di beberapa negara yang memiliki bahasa banyak atau memiliki multibahasa. Misalnya di India terdapat 14 bahasa daerah yang berfungsi sebagai bahasa resmi selain Inggris dan Hindi. Ini untuk seluruh negara, tetapi negara bagian yang berbeda memiliki bahasa resmi mereka sendiri. Sekian dari saya. Okay, next to second speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Wardatul Kolbi, and hello everyone. My name is Faisal Rahman, and I want to explain about official status and minority languages. Minorities in many countries have achieved their language to be an official language. For example, in New Zealand, Maori is now an official language, although English is the language of the majority. English is not declared an official language. Similarly, in England and in the United States, English is not legally an official language. That's all from me. Thank you. And let's go to the next speaker.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Meet again with me here, Kudria. I'm here the third speaker of the National Language and Language Planning. So here, I'm as the third speaker will present about the topic about language planning. So here, language planning is a planet language, the change and a planet social change that are highly interrelated activities. The logic of language planning is dedicated by recognizing that language is a social resource. The importance of this resource is due to the communicational and identity that values attached by the community to one or more languages. Also, language planning is defined as the most or simply as deliberate language exchange that it covers a variety of activities that also such as developing standard varieties, spelling reforms, developing orthography, advice on non-sexist is terminology or regulating new sources of vocabulary or etc. Also, language planning here is a government and that authorizes a long-term, sustained and conscious effort to alter languages that function in a society for the purpose of solving communication problem. That's based on the Winston 1980. So I think that's all for my language planning topic that I have delivered. So that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will explain about language planning. Language planning is an activity that must be carried out after implementing language policy. Compiled based on the provisions outlined in the language policy, anyone can actually be a planning actor in the sense of individuals or government agencies or private institutions. Historically, it seems that many of the actors in this planning were language institutions, whether they were government agencies or not. A form of language planning must of course be followed by implementation steps. There are three dimensions of language planning steps, which include corpus planning, status planning, and acquisition planning. The first is corpus planning. That refers to intervention in a language. This may be achieved by creating new vocabulary words, modifying old ones, or selecting alternative forms. Corpus planning often concerned with standardizing a language which includes preparation for a normative orthography, grammar, and dictionary as a guide for writers and speakers in a language community. Efforts to language and eliminate foreign vocabulary in the language are also included in corpus planning, as are renewal of pronunciation and the introduction of new writing system. And the second is status planning. Status planning refers to effort to influence the allocation on the function of a language within a language community. Several efforts are included in the status planning. For example, the selection of status, making a specific language, determining various official language, national language, and so on. And the third is acquisition planning, that focus on language teaching and learning, be it a national language, a second language, or a foreign language. This includes effort to influence the number of users and distribution of a language and its characters, which are obtained by creating an opportunity and incentive to learn the language in question. Acquisition planning is directly related to the spread of language. This is usually done by an agency that is responsible for its development at the national, regional, or local level, such as the British Council, Japanese Foundation, and others. Okay, thank you.